Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to tell you that Michelob Ultra is giving you the chance to win tickets to the NBA Finals. That's right, the 2025 NBA Finals. Just head to michelobultra.com/NBA Finals. Michelob Ultra courtside NBA Finals sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents, excluding Maryland residents. 21 up. Begins at 9 a.m. EST on February 16, 2025. Ends on May 5th, 2025. See official rules at michelobultra.com/rules for price and details. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
Wow, this house is cute. But can I really get in the game in this economy? I do have savings, and I am responsible-ish. I should bury it. I'm being wild. But what if I'm not being wild, though? Could I actually score a...
Kick off your home buying journey with Zillow's new BuyAbility tool. It makes it easy to find out what you can afford, so you can get off the bench and onto the playing field with confidence. Check your BuyAbility, only on Zillow.
They fooled me, we can't get fooled again.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
All right, kids. Listen. Don't listen to this podcast.
Don't listen to this.
If you're not of age.
What's of age?
18.
16?
18. We're a bunch of dudes, and we're going to say some really bad words.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast.
What it do?
Cheers.
If you don't know who we are, my name's Eric.
And this is Jorge.
I'm Sean.
Hope everybody's doing good tonight.
Today, tonight.
Depending
on how
I'm like sweating. Hot.
We decided that we are going, there's a lot of news lately about Nazis in Argentina and CIA leaked documents of Hitler and or whatever supposed.
Well, I mean, they were like remote viewers.
Yes.
Yeah. So there was a thing that they literally CIA leaked documents that they remote viewers found the Ark of the Covenant. And I was like, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
And actually, that
whatever
ties
you
into
say,
our,
bro.
that ties into our Nazi lost gold episode. 2 episodes ago, one or two ago.
Penitent man.
Yeah, the Ark of the Covenant. Anyways, anyways,
ridiculous. I'm sorry, it's insane.
So here we go. We're gonna go through the timeline of Hitler, his last moments, his last day, essentially, and then we're gonna go into the official story of what happened per the Russians.
Yeah, this is per the Russians.
Per the Russians, like with his body, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Here we go. So for the longest time, actually, since he died, a lot of people think he got away.
Dude, it's
part of the conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. I'm just saying, like, it's
a huge thing. It's a huge thing, actually.
When you're the most powerful person in the fucking world, it's like you can kind of get away from shit sometimes.
I know. In 1944, it was starting to get a little bit obvious, maybe 45 even, really. It was starting to get clear that Germany was going to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, we were still worried in 44, probably, about what was going to happen. But in 45, it became pretty clear that Hitler was going to lose. Germany was going to lose. We were going to slowly advance.
The Allies.
From Russia on one side to the Allies on the other. And
Russia just throwing millions of their soldiers into death.
And one of the biggest battles was the Battle of Stalingrad. When that, I think 1 million people died.
If you actually look at the stats, Russia took the heaviest losses. I think 13 million Russians died. It was ridiculous. Wow. Yeah, it's insane.
So just imagine you have world domination in your mind. You're going to conquer the Aryan race. You were going to take over the world.
Eugenics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's interesting is so you start off in 39, 38, 30, I think it's 39. He starts invading, and he does this blitzkrieg, right? And blitzkrieg is basically overwhelm, takeover. So you go into so the concept is it's a military strategy. You go, I am going to take over your home by surprising you and taking you over instantly.
Yeah, with its overwhelming forces.
Instantly. You know, you look at on a map, and Germany from 39 expanded to they took over Poland, Yugoslavia, et cetera, et cetera. Like France, they just started steamrolling with all their artillery.
The tanks, bro.
Oh, everything. So,
and this is still 44.
No, that's actually like 39.
That's the beginning.
Okay,
that's the beginning of the war.
Gotcha.
And that's when actually.
That's when people were like, "This isn't cool anymore."
Yeah. That's when things were like we have a problem.
Yeah, because like the world was like, "It's not our problem," and then it was like, "Oh,
so the U.S. was not part of it.
Right.
A lot of places were not part of it.
Yeah.
And then it became real when they took over basically all of Europe.
Yeah, they dominated.
And then England was like, "Hey, we need help."
Yeah, we're just like an island out here, bro.
Obviously, this is a very short description of World War II. A lot happened.
There's other podcasts to give you the full download on.
For sure. We just want to get into the
Dan Carlin's podcast, amazing. Shout out to that podcast. It's amazing. World War I, World War II. You know, if you want to really get an in depth of what it is, it's incredible.
Free plug, Dan Carlin.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. So, but this story is about Adolf Hitler. And Eva Braun, and this story is about what happened to him at the end of the war, and did it happen the way they said it?
The histories have written it.
Yeah, exactly. So in about 1945, in about January, the Soviets were coming in on Germany. So the Soviets were there first. They were getting there before the Allies. You know what I mean?
Allies were advancing. And Germany's like on the rocks.
So up till like 43, 44, Germany was winning, essentially. They were winning the war.
They were fucking dominating.
Yeah. And so then finally with Normandy, with the Battle of Stalingrad, things started to turn for the Allies. And I include the USSR and the Soviets into that. Yeah. They were the Allies.
Of course they were.
Yeah. But they were coming the other way.
Yeah.
You know, coming that way. And so, anyway, so in January of 45, Hitler withdrew to his bunker in Germany. This was 55 feet under the Chancellery, and it contained 18 rooms.
Damn, it's like a fucking mansion underground.
Yeah. And it had
18 rooms.
It had running water. It had electrical, you know.
Pays to be the Führer.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So he had a whole thing. And this is when everybody's coming in. Like the Soviets were coming in, and the Soviets were literally at the doorstep. They were fighting in Berlin. The Allies were probably like a month away, you know? And so he just kind of retreated. He brought into
a couple of
his little thing. No, he brought Hermann Göring. And he brought Joseph Goebbels.
Yeah, Goebbels is like his like.
Goebbels is like the propaganda guy.
He's a propaganda czar. Like he ran all that shit.
Yeah. He also brought Eva Braun, he was not married at the time.
LeBron?
Eva Braun. LeBron?
LeBron James? No. Braun. Sorry, Ben.
I knew you wasn't 18 in high school.
Nope. So Eva Braun was like his girlfriend that he never married.
Yeah. So his mistress is.
Yeah. But wait, is a girl you never marry a mistress?
I think in the 40s it was.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think in the 40s it was your mistress because like you were.
So if you're not married and you just have a girl, she's a mistress?
In the 40s, bro. Yeah,
Right.
like obviously now it's your girlfriend, but I don't think they had like girlfriend term because when you're an adult male and you're not married, to them it's like it's almost taboo. It's like taboo.
No, but she's not a side of anything.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
We'll just call her mistress.
Yeah,
I like that.
No, I mean that's what it says too. You know, based on what we're reading. Anyway, so brought Eva Braun, the steady girlfriend.
There we go, steady girl mistress friend.
And so Russia was advancing across Poland. 2.5 million Russian soldiers came into Berlin, and so I mean, like can you imagine? You're
like
you're done.
I'm going underground.
Yeah, you're done.
I'm going underground like this. Like.
And so Okay, so we're going to kind of walk through his last, I guess, night or two, kind of see what happened.
Starts off with the brandy.
Yeah. No, actually, one of the first things that he did was Hitler was going nuts. Oh, dude. Essentially.
Full cycle.
Yeah. Actually, so what his liaison, which is his name's Hermann Fegelein, was Fegelein. I almost said that right. Fegelein.
Yeah, it sounds German.
Yeah.
It's like some of my favorite parts of the podcast is like watching him pronounce some of these names.
He was his liaison officer, was Himmler's liaison officer. He was executed that night. And
for what?
For being his liaison officer.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is that Fegelein was Eva Braun's sister. Or brother.
Whoa, I was like, that's a chick? Herman?
His wife was Eva Braun's sister.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to say, like, Herman Fegelin's a chick?
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude,
that's a man name.
How ruthless is that, though? Like,
doesn't give a shit.
Your lover's sister, and you just pop him off.
Didn't he have, like, syphilis or something? I think his fucking brain was getting nuked.
Yeah. So Hitler didn't do anything as far as issuing a pardon.
He's like, fuck him.
Yeah.
Kill his ass.
No, I mean, he was shot from behind in a cellar there in the bunker that night.
In the bunker? That's like left the corpse in the bunker?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Okay, so April 28th, 1945, about midnight, there's somebody named Gertrude Junge. And that's Hitler's secretary.
Fucking shit job.
And the secretary would describe the atmosphere in the bunker at the end of April as having an aimless, dreamlike quality, noting that Hitler had finished dictating his personal and political testament within the midnight to 1 a.m. So his final...
You're all gonna die, but not me.
Did you do Hitler in a... Yes, in a Roosevelt accent?
Yeah. That's December.
Yeah. Sing fine. So 1 a.m. comes along. Hitler marries Eva Braun.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
So 1 a.m. Yeah, this is a 1 a.m. ceremony that lasted 10 minutes.
Is this like for the life insurance policy or something?
I have no idea. I mean, there's some element of humanity, I guess, right? Where he's like,
I'm going to marry you.
Or this part of the conspiracy.
I know. I don't really get it, really.
Was she a citizen of a different country? We'll find that out later.
So the Goebbels was there.
Dick.
And no females were there for some reason.
Except for Eva Braun.
Yeah, and then Hitler returned to impatiently oversee Junge, the secretary, who was still transcribing the shorthand notes of his personal and political wills that he dictated in the night. So he basically went, married her, and then ran back 10 minutes later and was like, "Are you done?"
Damn.
With the notes, like the testament. Yeah. What kind of asshat stops mid-wedding to run and make sure his last words are transcribed shorthand properly?
I mean, maybe it's a dude.
That's what he did.
Who was wanting to commit genocide on a race of people based on the religion, and it was like eugenics for religion. I
can only imagine. I can only imagine Eva Braun as such a wimpy character.
Oh, for
sure.
You know
what I mean?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure Eva Braun was like the original gold digger. She's like, I'm only with you because you run the world.
Yeah, I have no pity for Eva Braun.
Neither do I.
Yeah. Anyway, so they got married, and Hitler described his final things, and this was in his last transcribed items or whatever, I guess, will. He said, "I, myself, and my wife, in order to escape the disgrace of deposition or capitulation, choose death. It is our wish to be burnt immediately on the spot where I have carried out the greatest part of my daily work in the course of 12 years. Service to my people." So that was one of his last whatevers. And according to Junge, she was then asked by Hitler to take note of his final political statement. In it, he decries that he never intended to be faced with war in 1939, and he blamed the Jewish people for the carnage.
Oh, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Your
Fuck
country.
You,
and it's
what a dick.
It's like the most stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard ever.
I'm sorry, what a dick.
It's the Jews' fault.
I mean, I know just saying what a dick doesn't really communicate what he did.
Yeah.
But what a dick.
It's their fault that I killed 3 million of them. This doesn't make it how self-righteous can you be? Jesus Christ.
So closing the first part of his political statement, Hitler again outlined his intention to end his own life, saying, "I have therefore decided to stay in Berlin and there to choose death voluntarily when I determine that the position of the Führer in the Chancellery itself can no longer be maintained. So he's basically saying, I'm going to die. Yeah, I'm going to just kill myself. That's the way of it.
My country.
I can't do anything else, blah, blah, blah. All right, good.
There's that accent again.
So,
Germany!
I don't even know what that accent is. It's definitely not like British.
No, it's like British / transatlantic /
Okay, so April 29th at 4 a.m. Hitler's political testament is done being transcribed by Junge and is signed by Goebbels, Bormann, and then 2 generals named Bergdorf and Krebs. It was distributed with 3 messengers, 1 copy to be sent to the admiral, 1 to the marshal, et cetera, et cetera. 5 a.m., Hitler...
Still awake.
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm like exhausted.
I'm exhausted. He's over 40, right?
I know. I think it was the amphetamines he was getting in his fucking drinks.
Yeah, so Hitler retires to his...
it to 12 and I'm 40.
It's almost 12 and I'm like, I'm out. Let's stop.
Next week.
Next week, part 7. So 5 a.m., Hitler goes to his quarters with his wife, Eva.
Now it's say it like that.
I don't know.
Quarters.
Junge is left to finish typing Goebbels' testament.
Dude, this chick's the fucking slave.
So
She's
not
not
only,
getting paid enough
so
for this.
first was Hitler's testament, his final.
It's Goebbels.
Now it's Goebbels as second.
He's like, hey,
By
you know
the way,
what? You know what? That looked kind of cool. Let me try
I need
that.
my
let me do this.
testament.
By the way, Goebbels was a fucking loser.
This guy's a sack of shit.
An absolute loser. If you want to go read about a loser, you go to read Goebbels.
He's like fucking
Absolute
bullshit his way into that job.
Loser, yeah. Aside from everything he did in the war with propaganda and creating genocide and killing many people, right? At the end, he essentially tricked his entire family into committing suicide.
Whoa.
Damn.
6 children.
What the fuck?
Wow.
6 children.
How did he trick him? He's like, eat
Not
your
even a joke,
meanies.
dude.
How do you, what the fuck?
That's crazy, man.
You know the capsule, the
cyanide capsules?
Cyanide capsules, yeah.
Oh my God.
Fucking horrible. Yeah,
That's really fucked
they didn't
up.
even know. That's why I say it's a trick.
He's like
you
the
just tricked him.
The Flintstones.
Yeah,
it's true.
That's why I say Joseph Goebbels is the piece of shit of the day.
Yeah,
right now, aside from Hitler.
Yeah, obviously.
Fuck, that guy gets me going. Okay, so here we go. So by 10 a.m., that was 5 a.m. And so at 10 a.m., all communications cut off.
Because we're asleep. Fucking Jesus.
No, and I mean, the Soviets are coming in.
Oh, they're fucked.
Like all the radio communications, the towers, the blimps, or whatever the
Zephyrs.
Yeah, the whatever the hell they are. They're shut down, and things are getting fucking wild in that bunker.
They're done.
Yeah. So at 11 a.m. on April 29th, Hitler's valet, Heinz.
He's got his valet there.
Yeah, he knocks on the door of his bedroom.
Sir?
And for 6 years, it was his job to ensure that Hitler was dressed and up on time and ready to go. Okay? This time, Hitler was already awake. He was already fully dressed. He was ready to roll. Hitler's barber then attended to his hair.
He's got the whole crew there.
His super,
fucking
super stash, right? Super narrowed up.
It's like, give me a fresh fade and a fresh
stash fade. Give me that bald stash fade.
And per his barber, he received cocaine eye drops.
What?
Damn, this guy
so
was
they're
going
like little
deep.
eye drops that have little traces, little bits of cocaine in it, right? And it numbs your eyes, it wakes you up.
He's also
you get going.
Sure. Wasn't he also getting like amphetamines, like from his doctor? This dude was on all the shit.
Super drug addict. Yeah. Couldn't get a hard on.
Well, because he's
big time.
Yeah, because his blood's so thin. Fucking
married.
Impotent. Impotent. Yeah.
It's the Jews.
Yeah.
Like, what an asshole.
So there's a lot more about like how he took strychnine and a bunch of fucking other shit,
Damn, dude, he was off the rails, bro.
Dude. Can you imagine how psychotic he was?
Dude, full psycho.
Insane.
He's
yelling at people.
On the brink.
There's a great German movie that they came out with, and it was
called
the last
Fuck
days.
Hitler?
No, it's crazy. It's all in German, and it's the last days of Hitler. You should actually watch it because it's fucking. You've probably seen super like
clips.
Yes. And memes where it's your fantasy team and it's Vines and it's Hitler in the bunker. Yeah. It's from that movie. Anyways. So 2 p.m. that day, Hitler has a meal with Eva and a bunch of secretaries. You know, he starts discussing what's the best method of suicide.
What's a public debate?
Yeah. So he considers shooting yourself the best way. It's quick, instant, painless. Eva says she wants to be a beautiful corpse, so she likes cyanide.
Oh, what a fucking douche.
Right? So you're like,
God, this chick is a fucking ass.
Okay, so this is a shitty part of the story. The whole story is shitty.
Yeah, I'm like, this is?
Yeah, at 3 o'clock, Werner Hayes is told by Hitler to test cyanide on Hitler's dog. And Hitler's dog was a very famous German shepherd named Blondie. And just to test it and...
God, this guy's... I mean, how low can you go?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And so it was described, Blondie was put a capsule into the mouth of the dog and then fell sideways as if struck by lightning and died. And then there was a sudden smell of almonds in the air.
Yeah, that's the same in there.
Yeah. And so... fucking piece of shits tested it out on their dog. First out, right out the gate. Then fast forward 7 hours. At that time, Mussolini, you know, the Italian dictator, Hitler received news that he died.
That's fucking good riddance.
You know, and...
I didn't know that happened right at the same time.
Same like week. Yeah, same week. So 2 a.m., he has a bit of a party. Seriously, it's a bit of a
God, like
it's
inside the mind of a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, it's a bit of like a party, a farewell, a drinks for the wedding.
Auf Wiedersehen.
So some of the guards, some of the SS members, and they said, you know, he was just out of it, almost like he was drugged up.
Well,
just kind of
he was
staring off in the distance.
He was drugged up. So.
They partied for a couple hours. Hitler went to bed at 4:30 that night.
Jesus Christ, this guy's a fucking night out.
Then
you're on coke.
Yeah, so
you're just gonna be fucking up for 25 hours.
Woke up 2 hours later.
Bright-eyed, bushy tail.
So Hitler was up at 6:30 on the 30th of April, and he was fully dressed. And then he went to visit the garden, see the sun, but it was not very sunny. Literally, they were being bombed.
I know, it's like fucking
clouds everywhere, you know. Anyways, and so then they went back into the bunker. And so 12:30 p.m. comes in. Eva chooses her final outfit. Hitler summons Reichsleiter Bormann to come into his study, where he explains that he's going to take his life and has instructed his bodyguard to cremate the bodies. Right? Yes. So then 12:45, Hitler summons him to... the time has come and that his body should be burned. 1 p.m. he eats his final meal.
Wait, but I thought that homegirl wanted to be a beautiful corpse. It's not really a beautiful corpse. You're fucking burnt to a crisp.
True. That makes sense. Yeah. So at 1 o'clock he eats his final meal with Eva, and it was spaghetti with cabbage and raisin salad.
That sounds fucking terrifying. Yeah. Like, why would you eat that? That's your fucking last meal? I'll have a raisin salad. It's a fucking spaghetti pussy. I'd be like,
what a loser.
Porterhouse, fucking Wagyu A5.
Let me get that tomahawk.
I'm going to eat the bone too.
So 2:45 comes around, and then he gathered all the staff in the bunker to say goodbye. Goebbels, Bormann, secretaries, all that stuff. There you go, right?
Peace out.
So 3:30 p.m., April 30th, Hitler kills himself. He shoots himself in the head.
Yeah.
Eva takes a cyanide pill.
Well, everyone else is like, we're not going to kill ourselves.
They're just waiting for it. We're just going
to stay alive.
I just said I would, but I'm not going to do that.
So Goebbels, Bormann, all these other guys are just waiting outside. And it was reported that somebody said the following, and I quote, Bormann went in first, then I followed the valet. Hitler was sitting in a chair. Eva was lying on the couch. She had taken off her shoes and placed them neatly together at one end of the couch. Hitler's face was covered in blood. There were 2 guns. One was a Walther PPK. It was Hitler's. The other was a small pistol he always carried in his pocket. And Eva wore a blue dress with a white collar and cuffs. Her eyes were wide open. There was a stench of cyanide in the air. The smell was so strong that I thought my clothes would smell for days, but it may have been my imagination. And that was from Hitler's bodyguard. Okay, good. So this is the important part. They're dead. No.
Yes.
No.
Finally.
This is the important part, right? Okay, so 3 SS guards and the valet carry Hitler's body to the garden. As Martin Bormann lifts the body of Eva, she's covered in a blanket out into the corridor where Eric Kempka carries her to the stairs before the guard takes over. The chauffeur arrives with gasoline. The bodies are placed in a shallow depression outside the bunker near an abandoned cement mixer. Joseph Goebbels produces a box of matches. From there, the SS guard lights some paper to create a torch and sets fire to the bodies. As the funeral party returns to the safety of the staircase, a final Heil Hitler is shouted, arms are raised, before they descend again into the underground of the bunker.
So, man, I can't believe they stayed true to him this whole time. I'd have been like, fuck it, fuck this, let's get the fuck out of here. Fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah. So Hitler's chauffeur said at the end of it, even after the bodies were burned, we were imprisoned by the very presence of Hitler. We could not get away from the smell. It smelled like burning bacon. Oof. That was from the chauffeur.
Oh, man, that sucks. I love the smell of burning bacon.
So at 4...
I'm not trying to be weird. It's just like...
So at 4:15, Otto sits down next to Junge, grabs a bottle of schnapps.
Who the fuck is Otto, by the way? Is that the...
Otto's the bodyguard.
Oh, okay.
He's the SS bodyguard. Okay. Yeah. Otto says, and he grabs a bottle of schnapps, which...
the most disgusting...
By the way, have you had schnapps lately?
It's terrifyingly bad.
Yeah, I haven't had schnapps.
No.
Dude,
I don't think I ever have.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay, I never will.
So he grabs a bottle of schnapps and he says to her, I've carried out the Führer's last order. His body has been burned.
He's like, now what about you, Jen? Get over here. Some snaps.
So 6:30 comes around. 2 SS officers manage to partially cover up the bomb crater, or not the bomb crater, but the hole. It's been more than 2 hours since the bodies were brought up, and the SS men have returned to the remains with more gasoline to reignite the fire and complete the job. Interrogations say that 200 liters of gasoline were used.
That's a fuckload. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's a lot, dude.
So the next day, Joseph Goebbels arranged
150 gallons?
The next day, Joseph Goebbels arranged the deaths of the 6 children in the bunker. Jeez. And then kills himself.
Fuck Goebbels.
Fucker.
Oh, my God.
The next day after that, the city surrenders.
So where did this recounting come from? Like, who gave all this data?
It's interviews from the guards, the Hitler's bodyguard, Colonel Otto Gunsch, the secretary, remember Junge? Mm. And that's where they're getting a lot of the information from, you know?
And also, either a great name for a movie, or Hitler's Bodyguard.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I'd watch that movie.
Yeah.
I don't even think, it sounds like a great movie.
Like, think about, picture the scene of that. The last remaining guys and the bodies are burning. See, the bombs are exploding, and they do the Nazi
saluting him as he burns.
Yes, I mean, this sounds a little opera.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound.
It's very
like chaos of life.
No, it's very.
You know what I mean?
It's very like a movie, like a movie climax moment.
Yeah. Written.
Yeah. Ooh. I like this. I like this.
I'm kind of like, I don't know if you noticed, I'm
it's
a little bit.
It sounds like a play.
Yes, yes, exactly. The British Prime Minister, or he later wrote that amid the roar of the Russian guns, the lurid end of the Third Reich occurred. Throughout that night and into May 1st, the last loyalists in the bunkers either prepared to flee or follow their Führer in suicide. We went over the story of Joseph Goebbels and how he poisoned his 6 children.
Such a piece of
and
shit.
like his wife, etc. So they're all just like fucking killing each other or killing themselves.
Jeez.
I could never do that. I don't care what the situation is. Like you got to think like they'll let the kids out like off.
Yeah,
you know. But like once again, I think it's a selfish thing. Like, well, I'm gonna be killed, so
yeah,
I'm gonna have my family go with me.
No, it goes back. I think we talked about it, which is the crimes of the father.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
No, meaning
we talked a little bit about that.
The kids didn't do the kids didn't. Yeah,
like, oh, a 6-year-old, fucking put him in prison.
But they're still treated like that.
Yeah.
You know, the son, maybe not the grandchildren, but even though I think we talked about that too.
Yeah, the son. We were talking about how
many
further
generations,
how further is the sins of the father.
Okay, it's cool.
Yeah, like OJ's kid, but not OJ's grandkid.
Right.
But it's like
it's not the same thing.
I know
it's not the same thing.
I guess I'm like when those situations, I understand, especially in that time with like the atrocities that happen, it being hitting too close to home, and you just see the last name, and you're just like,
oh yeah,
I know.
But I mean, I don't know. I think about it logically. I'm like, this is a child. It's not like this fucker was.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like logical about war. They would.
No, that's true.
They would probably just take him out.
But there's such a there was.
I know.
I mean, in order to be like a Joseph Goebbels, the dogma, you know, like the what's the word? The fervent belief in it.
Oh, dude.
So they probably believed that their kids. This was an honorable way.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure
like that's how fucked up.
I'm sure he
it
justified the shit out of it.
Yes.
Like, they want this.
Yes.
They want.
They don't want to live in the
with me.
Yes.
In the future.
In the bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's definitely made it okay for himself to do that.
Losers, man.
God, fuck him.
Yeah. In the early hours of May 2nd, which is the next day, Soviet troops finally overran the bunker complex, and they found the remnants of burnt bodies.
They didn't have no fucking DNA evidence back then.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. When Soviet search teams entered the garden on May 2nd, they initially failed to identify the charred remains of Hitler. Amidst the still smoldering debris, there were multiple corpses, including, verified by the way, body doubles.
I was like, they're like, why is this little mustache on this burnt corpse?
One body was reportedly a lookalike of Hitler, and it was initially misleading, and some of the Soviet troops thought it was Hitler.
Oh,
this is in the same spot,
the same like little
area,
grounds,
like,
the same gardens.
Interesting.
Springfest deals are still in full swing at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 bags of Stay Green Premium Color 2 cubic foot mulch for only $10. And get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save up to $300 when you buy 2 or more select GE kitchen appliances of $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/16, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
Spring is here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
Okay. All right. On May 4th, so now you catch up a little bit, so this is 2 or 3 days later, smaller fragments of a jawbone with dental work and a partial skull were unearthed from the shallow grave of what we're talking about in the debris.
Sounds like the worst job
So
ever.
some
that was like the closest they got to being able to use some sort of DNA or something to identify.
The bodies are burnt.
Yeah.
So eventually they were like, a couple days went by and the researchers were like, that's
They found the
Hitler.
teeth. Yeah.
That's got to be Hitler. So grab anything that you can out of there.
Okay.
So they grabbed teeth, a jawbone, dental work. Yeah. These remains were soon linked to Hitler. Soviet forensic experts compared the dental fragments to Hitler's dental records and the testimony of his personal dental staff, who had been captured, said they match conclusively in late May 1945.
Under duress. Yeah. Who is it? Tell me.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know how much we can trust that.
Apparently, the dental work was identical to Hitler's known dental x-rays and descriptions and his dental history. So, like, you get like for example, if you saw my teeth, you'd be like, okay, good. He had a root canal there. He had a root canal here. He had a chip here and then a replacement there. Obviously, it's Eric.
No, but the thing
you
is,
know what I
like,
mean? There's no other person who had those exact things.
But leading back to this whole fervor,
yes,
that's like,
they're
really gonna like they switch the fucking samples on them. You know, like,
I know.
Oh, this is Hitler 100%. This is gas fucking verified.
Also, the fact that there's a body double there.
It's sketch.
Puts me in like
super
complete
sketch.
Like okay,
something's wrong.
Yes. So did you grab the body double's jaw?
I know, like test it.
Yeah.
And you got to think like I mean, the guy was, albeit a psycho, but I mean he was a pretty good strategist.
He evaded for a while.
Yeah, like he was fucking killing the game, like in the war game. So you got to think like maybe wouldn't he hypothetically like make his body doubles also get the similar dental work too? Like
that would be extremely smart move.
But would he think? I mean, would he think that far?
That is
like
so
that
crazy! What a crazy! Like
I'm telling you, like,
it's possible.
Well, dude, because he was. I think towards the end he was so like
paranoid.
Yeah, I think he was so fucking like schizo at the end.
True.
Oh, you're gonna
tweaker. He was fucking tweaking.
He was like, get the fucking you gotta get the fucking teeth. Yeah. Fucking. I think it's seemed like staring at the windows and shit, like fucking bitch.
Out the bunker window.
I can totally see that like being real.
Okay.
Like that. Per the Smithsonian.
What?
I'm starting to like try to name.
He's still in his German accent.
No, what I'm trying to do like nowadays is quote certain sources.
Yeah, that are reputable.
So we're not so fringe.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll say certain things, and then somebody will email or message and be like, "Where did you hear that sentence?"
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna start like quoting a little bit. You know?
That's good.
So per the Smithsonian, the dental work was identical to Hitler's known X-rays, proving that Hitler did indeed die in the bunker. Okay. Despite this evidence, Soviet leadership, Nikita Khrushchev and
Joseph
Stalin, and Stalin, they continued to have like a secrecy around his death.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't just come out and share everything with the Americans or with the British, etc. They just kind of
like maybe
that was underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think is maybe a little backdoor deal? A little backdoor Stalin deal? Like, look, we're taking this shit anyways. Let us get the easy dub, and like we'll let you.
We'll let you get out of here.
So apparently, the charred remains of Hitler, Eva Braun, and the entire Goebbels family was flown out of Berlin by a group called Schmersh. SMERSH, the Soviet counterintelligence unit. In the war.
So the Soviets maybe did do a little backdoor dealio.
And it was part of a code name, Operation Myth.
Oh, wow. Holy
Stalin was obsessively interested in making sure and confirming Hitler's death. So he literally had an operation with his secret crew.
Yeah.
Bring all the remains on a plane immediately.
Schmersh.
So he wanted to know. He wanted to know: did he escape,
or is it like,
or is it legit? Is he dead?
And were they able to identify Eva also by the dental records?
They didn't have any dental records from Eva,
but somehow they had
Somehow
they had the most important man in the goddamn countries.
Well, yeah. I mean, you would have. You know what I mean? Like he has his own dentist. Eva doesn't have.
Right.
Wouldn't they
be the same one?
Same dentist?
I don't know.
It's his wife.
But her life is not as documented as Hitler's.
That's a very good point.
So it's very hard to know. We don't even know their relationship. We don't even know if they had slept together. Actually,
okay, but my point is, how do you identify that it's her to give credibility to that it's him?
Yeah, because that would be like if it was her too, I'd be like, okay, that's more plausible.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's a good point. Yeah. So he ordered an inquiry, and it was extremely exhaustive. 800 witnesses per them were interviewed as part of Operation Myth.
By interviewed, he means tortured.
All of which to try to piece together, and we went over it,
the timeline,
the last hours, and what happened. The captured inner circle of survivors from the bunkers, the ones who were like, peace out, I'm not doing this whole kill thing.
Yeah, they're like, I'm just
gonna hang.
I'm gonna risk it.
Yes.
Like, I'm just gonna risk it, bro.
One is Otto Gunz and Heinz Ling. They recounted the suicides in detail, and that's where we get a lot of this information.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they rolled.
Yeah, they folded real quick.
Dude, the Reich
I'll tell you everything you need to know.
Third Reich's over. Hitler's dead.
Yeah.
So they roll.
Yeah, you fold real fast. You're trying to make a cut a deal. I need immunity.
By 1946, Soviet authorities privately had no doubt Hitler was dead, but Stalin withheld the information and confirmation from the world. So the rest of the world technically didn't know he was. I mean, they knew he was dead, but there was no
confirmation,
forensic evidence.
And this, just to like put it in perspective here, Stalin at this time is still a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he was like some like fucking great dude.
Totally.
He's a total piece of shit.
Some would argue that he's just one step down from Hitler.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to get into that, but
Another story.
So instead of them just saying, yes, here's the evidence and or information, the Soviet Smurfs. They created their own confusing propaganda, and it was confusing as shit. In early June of 45, the Soviet army issued a contradictory statement, at times asserting they didn't find it.
We didn't find no bodies.
They literally have a release saying, we actually never found Hitler's body. We don't have Hitler's body. It's not in the Soviet Union, and we have no evidence of his death. But we think he died. See how fucking confusing that is?
Yeah.
So, of course, conspiracy theorists will fucking run.
I mean,
but that's also what they wanted, I'm sure, right? Like
why do you hide it?
They need to create the confusion, hide in the confusion.
Maybe, yeah.
For what?
I'm assuming
back to the backdoor deal.
Yeah, I mean, because like if you really think about it, like, look, just look at. I know it may seem insane that someone would do a backdoor deal with the worst human who's ever lived, but look.
But he's the second worst human. So.
Look at what we did with Operation Paperclip.
Yeah.
What 50, 60 fucking German fucking psycho piece of shit scientists that we gave fucking immunity and citizenship to help us with Project Manhattan.
True.
Like those were all Nazi scientists. You know, they were doing sketch ass shit with a bunch of fucking people that they enslaved. You know, let's see what happens with fucking radioactive materials around these fucking, our Jewish prisoners.
Yeah.
Like, bro, so like if that is a confirmed thing that actually happened, I mean, imagine it's like Stalin's like, yo, you're toast.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the gold? Like, where's the booty?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's the fucking treasure, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want it.
Yeah.
Like, tell me where it is. Tell me where the bunkers are, and I'll fucking let you get out.
This is. I mean,
should have brought that up on our other episode.
It is now.
I didn't think about it.
It is now like butting heads of the Western world against Soviets.
That's what I'm saying. Well, also,
this is. I mean?
Yeah.
This is who gets Germany. I mean, this is the start of the wall.
Yeah.
It's the start of
the Cold War.
Yeah. Like the building of the wall is because of our, taking this side and not taking that side. Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to preface it with Stalin was still a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because literally, like right after this, that's when the Soviet Union became enemy number one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were like fucking priority number one.
So Stalin himself told Western officials he believed Hitler may have escaped. So you see the weird fucking campaign they're going on? Yeah. If they took the bodies and they went, like, you know what I mean? Like, then he says, he might have escaped.
Well, it's also, maybe it's like you take the heat off yourself a little bit. Keep looking for Hitler. He's out there.
Right?
He might be out there, and he's got his butt. He's like, fuck yeah.
So here's my question, though, and there's a lot of this that we're going to go over, but why would you say that? Like, if you had him, let's just say, like, no conspiracy. You took his body, and you're like, he's dead.
What's his leverage?
What's the point of him saying he might have escaped?
I don't know. Maybe he's a weird dude. Maybe it's like one of his like a psycho like weird trophy. Put his like jawbone on his like fucking fireplace.
Well, wasn't like this proper.
I don't know. Like fucking.
I didn't even like hear it. It was like a delayed laugh.
It's like a deer head, you know. He's like, fuck yeah, Hitler, bitch.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
That could be. But it could also just be as simple as like fucking propaganda.
Yeah, misinformation.
That was their. It's basically still is. You know, Russia's like fucking MO.
They're operating. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're like, we're not gonna give away our cards. Fuck
right.
You.
Look over there. You know, this is happening, and then like fucking misdirect everything.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
And these are all verified. Like a month later, he suggested to Harry Hopkins, who's an American, that Hitler was still alive.
Harry Hopkins.
He's just a U.S. envoy into Soviet Union. He was like an ambassador kind of thing. Soviet Marshal Zhukov, who initially had announced the discovery of the corpse, presumed to be Hitler, reversed course and said that it's possible that he escaped and that wasn't really his body.
Yeah, that's clearly
just out of nowhere.
That's clearly coming from up top.
Yeah,
that sounds like a very similar to the the fucking Alibaba guy.
Oh yeah, Jack Ma.
Jack Ma. When he came back, he's like, oh, the fucking Xi Jinping is a visionary. He's the greatest guy in the world. I love my government.
Oh my god. How long was he out for? Like.
He's gone for like a month and a half. Like 2 months.
I thought it was like a long, like fucking 6 months or something.
Maybe it was 6 months. It was a weird amount of time, especially for a dude who's worth $35 billion.
Yeah, for sure.
And he just vanishes, and then he comes back. He's like, "I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Clearly, this regime.
I needed some me time.
Yeah, to reflect on my actions."
So in July of 45, which is this is not very long after, a month or two. Soviet officers claimed that the charred corpse that they did recover was just the double.
But
this is from an article on the Times of Israel back in the 60s.
It's a weird theory here, though. What if, like, we're thinking it's like propaganda, but it's like, what if it was just actually true?
Yeah, and
what if they were just
the point.
Like, we're just telling you the truth for once in our lives.
Yeah, but see how they fucking manipulate it first, and they were like, "Oh, we did catch him," and then they come on with the truth, and they're like, "We didn't catch him," but now
who knows?
You question everything.
Yeah, exactly. Then we exist.
And then
the conspiracy
podcast is born.
Again, from the same newspaper, Times of Israel, Soviet reported floating the idea that Hitler could be hiding somewhere in Europe. Maybe under the protection of the fascist Spanish dictator Francisco Franco.
I mean, yeah, you're going to find like one in your same.
But again, it goes back to, was this a deliberate disinformation campaign from Stalin created in this time to create the scare tactic? Or was it truth? And they're like, we don't know where he is.
Dude, it's not his body, I swear.
Yeah.
You have no fucking clue. I have no idea.
The Western Allies, initially wary of Stalin's claims, conducted their own investigations. In November, this is how long it took for the Allies to get into Berlin, actually, from when he died
May
to November. That's when we started to actually, the Allies were in Berlin. Yeah. British intelligence officer Hugh Trevor Roper interviewed many bunker survivors and swiftly confirmed the sequence of Hitler's suicide and the body disposal. His report, later published as The Last Days of Hitler, firmly concluded Hitler had died on April 30th in Berlin.
I just want to say, like, I just can't imagine, like, being in this war.
Oh my God.
Like, how fucking, because this is not like modern warfare. This is like, you're in the fucking trenches and shit. Fucking, you're K-barring people in the face. Like, it's just, oh my God. Can you fucking imagine this shit?
And the average soldier was about 23.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fucking 40.
Could you imagine?
You know what I mean? Like,
Can you imagine coming home like,
as a baby
after like this shit, and you're like, okay, no, just start your life.
I know.
Fuck, the fuck am I supposed to do? I killed 80 dudes while I was there, bro. Like, what the fuck?
But you know, after a million hours of studying it and researching it and you know, World War II, you know, you did in school and, you know, we do it, you know, all the time. It's kind of like that, like they did the right thing, which was that they finally realized that this dude was trying to take over the planet.
That was the goal.
Yeah. And so then it was like, okay, put everything aside, and now
take him out.
Let's all go do what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, we had to
take him out. I know, and it's just crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
It's crazy
I don't know.
that it got that far. That they let him get that far.
If you do research on the lead up to the war, it took a long time.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was getting frustrated by your forms. Now, Taxes is uploading your forms with a snap, and a TurboTax expert will do your taxes for you. One who's backed by the latest tech, which cross-checks millions of data points for absolute accuracy, all of which makes it easy for you to get the most money back, guaranteed. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Hi, this is Javon, your Blinds.com design consultant.
Oh, wow. A real person.
Yep. I'm here to help with everything from selecting the perfect window treatments to...
Well, I've got a complicated project.
No problem. I can even help schedule a professional measure and install. We can also send you samples fast and free.
I just might have to do more.
Whatever you need.
So the first room we're looking at is for...
Shop Blinds.com now and save up to 40% site-wide. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Like, it takes you a long time to go, is this real?
Well, yeah, like, or like, they'll handle it.
Yeah. Like for example,
they'll stop
let's just say, put out a scenario. Let's say Putin invades or like takes over Ukraine and then takes over Poland and then takes over another place. And then takes another place.
Well, I think it's a little. At
different. First, you're like, we'll let them handle it.
Well, like, how much is the Ukraine war really? Like, are we gonna? No, you're not gonna join up.
But I think now it's like it's a little different with the speed of information.
Correct.
Now.
Oh, for sure.
Whereas back then, it's like you're like getting reports and you're like, is this shit verified? Like, I don't know.
No video, no nothing.
Yeah, like,
absolutely.
Now it's like
on that
fucking drunk. Telex like, this is bullshit.
No, I'm just saying like that. It took years to go like.
Yeah, to like, oh shit, it's real.
And then I think it really became real when it was like, oh, they just invaded France.
Yeah.
So just imagine if that was happening here or now, you'd be like, let's say Putin all of a sudden is now invading Germany.
Yeah, and we're like, oh shit.
Right? Like we would be.
Yeah, we're like, suit up, boys.
Yeah, like after a bit.
I mean, get the fucking ships ready. It's like, we're about to like.
I mean, I think I would be a general because I'm a little bit older. You know? Not sure
just
I can.
Straight to general.
Not sure I can.
Enlisted instant general. I have no combat experience. I have no military know-how.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can make it through boot camp. But
I mean, I'm a podcaster. I can help.
They're like, he's a general.
Anyways, it is wild. I have the same thought, like it's constantly of like, I can't believe this happened. Anyways. So this British intelligence officer, he concluded that it was a suicide and they disposed of the body in that way. Then in a couple of years later, an American team led by Judge Michael Musmano tracked down and interviewed 100 witnesses, including top Nazi officials and bunker staff, and came to that conclusion as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So we fast forward a little bit to the 50s. Western governments publicly accepted that Hitler was dead. We moved on.
And
the world moved on.
We didn't have his corpse either.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're just taking this off of, as we've talked about numerous times, the least reputable thing, which is witness testimony.
Eyewitness,
it looked like Hitler for sure. It's like Hitler, 100%.
So publicly, the whole world moved on. But there was no corpse to display the triumph of, or I don't want to say triumph, but
it was a triumph.
You know what I mean? The evidence of
it was a triumph.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's done. The guy's dead.
I mean, that's the same shit that happened with Osama.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how they threw his body off the ship?
Supposedly,
they were like, well, for his religious purposes. I was like,
by the way, we got to do that episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
The body of Osama.
Dude,
yeah.
Like,
that's a good one.
It's like, why? No.
Yeah.
No.
So, but it's the same thing. It's like,
orders,
okay, you just got to trust your government that this is what they're telling us, and we just got to trust that that's exactly what happened.
We got to trust the government,
which I have an extremely hard time doing.
Yeah,
but
over anything, like just like taxes.
Oh yeah,
fucking.
But around
my property taxes, fuck you.
But around the world, whispers of doubt persisted in the corners of the world. In 1956, a German court officially declared Hitler dead in absentia.
A German court,
absentia,
like
in absence or like
in absence.
Not, so he hasn't showed up.
You have no body.
Dead.
Yeah. So, like for example, if I disappeared under suspicious circumstances,
after a certain amount of time, we'd be like, okay, Eric's gone.
Eric's dead, and then they do like a death certificate.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You know, all the things. Yeah.
Like
the Gone Girl.
You just kind of
it's
accept
because
it.
no,
you can't,
also from a legal perspective, like
true.
You know what I mean?
You can't just be fucking missing forever.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. Your estate, your assets,
True.
your I mean, you know,
it's everything. It's even Social Security.
It's pretty like shallow,
it's a whole
but you know,
it's
it's
a
a
whole
thing. Yeah. No, if there's insurance involved, if there's all
no,
that
there's a
sort of
whole
things.
legal
Yeah.
proceeding. It's like it's also like you can't have, like for example, you know, the factor in immigration. Like someone could, and if you didn't delete that from the system, someone could in essence just assume his identity.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I'm this person.
Which, by the way, is happening so much. Like,
Yeah, we're seeing that with
Elon
the-
is talking about
the
that.
Doge
Now.
That's what I'm saying, because like that's why that system has to be in play, because otherwise then you on the books you have all these people that could just be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're getting their Social Security payments, they're getting their fucking disability payments,
Even
they're
though
getting all
they're
this fucking-
132
they're
years
like
old.
700 years old. Like, what the fuck?
So for decades, Hitler's physical remains stayed under Soviet control. His jawbone and a few bone fragments were preserved in Soviet archives, while most of his charred corpse was reportedly buried in secrecy at an army facility in East Germany. There they remained hidden from the world until 1970, when a little group called the KGB, under orders from Yuri Andropov, exhumed and utterly destroyed the last of Hitler's remains.
Oh, wow.
To prevent, and this is what they say, to prevent Nazi shrining. Nazi shrining, you get the idea of what Nazi shrining is. It's
we're not gonna
You got,
an
like,
idol.
a little like
we're not
memento.
gonna
Like,
like, idolize this shit. Yeah,
I've got Hitler's molar. Yes. Like, you know, like,
or the teacup that you get on eBay.
According to Russian records, the bones were incinerated and the ashes were dumped with no ceremony into a river in 1970.
But like, were they really worried about Nazi shrining in like fucking
In
70s era Russia? I can't imagine there's a lot of homies like, fuck yeah, the Third Reich, baby.
Maybe they just want to like
skinhead era.
No, but like in Russia though?
Maybe they just want to like severance from that thought of like
Oh, yeah,
associating,
it's kinda-
Russia.
It is
with,
kind of a weird thing to do like 25 years later.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
you just get like a little itch to like do
different
it.
dude too. I mean,
like a
you had
power-
Stalin, and then you
It's
had
like
the
a
new
power
guy.
play.
No,
Yeah,
these are like
his power play.
These
Power
are the
play,
kids
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Like these are not they're kids, but like
Yeah,
25 years later.
they were kids. Yeah, they were kids at the time.
Yes,
True.
exactly. Yeah. Only Hitler's dental remains, the jawbone and the teeth, and a skull fragment were retained in Moscow State Archives. In another twist, those relics would decades later provide what they say is scientific proof that Hitler did in fact die there.
So they don't have his DNA. Like what? They have like a DNA sample.
Oh,
For
yeah,
him?
we're gonna keep going.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and this is where it gets a little sketch. Yeah. And this is why we wanted to do this episode, is because there is a Argentina CIA leaked document is a sighting. It's a Hitler sighting.
It's like the one we posted. Him at the fucking at the bagel shop. Like where the fuck it was. No.
So rumors of Hitler's escape took on a life of their own, and the fact that there's no body keeps it going, and the fact that the Soviet Union didn't confirm it.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
this just kept it going. So Allied intelligence services were inundated with reports of Hitler sightings across the planet.
Yeah, there's a bro at this fucking tapas restaurant,
and he's got a little stash.
He looks like a fucking. I thought, why would he keep the stuff? He would just shave that shit off.
Dude,
he's like
you're trying to hide.
He's that brazen. He's like, no, I'm keeping it.
Also, is there a fashion that has been more murdered by an individual than the mini stash? The Hitler mustache? That is never allowed.
It's never coming back.
It's not allowed. Yeah.
Isn't hilarious? Actually, we should thank him that it was just that. It wasn't like the regular mustache or like the pencil stash or something. It's like, oh, fuck it. It's dead. Yeah, the beard, the goatee. I'm fucked. I'm just fucking gonna shave it all off.
So here's a couple that came out. A couple of these stories. One report was Hitler was disguised as a monk with a shaved head and mustache in Denmark. Hitler spotted dressed as a woman in Ireland. He then was also spotted converted to Islam in Egypt.
He converted to Islam?
There was another one in Amsterdam cafe, him sipping a cup of coffee with his fucking stash.
I love the converted.
You better not say he was in Israel too.
Yeah, he's in Israel. He's
What's crazy is that this is from the newspaper, The Times of Israel.
He's at a mosque.
They're like, we gotta find him. We didn't get our revenge,
dude. Yeah, there's American newspapers that carried stories that Hitler was recognized in D.C. Having a steak
in D.C. at a steakhouse.
There were reports of
him.
Is
that Wagyu
though? There were reports of him in a train going to Mississippi. I don't know why Hitler would go to Mississippi.
That's so ridiculous.
One British academic noted Hitler at this stage could undoubtedly have written one of the most comprehensive travel guides of the 20th century as he's being reported across the planet. Yeah.
It's almost like the D.B. Cooper syndrome. It's like, I saw Saint him.
Yeah.
People are different. I am Hitler.
So amid this frenzy, the most persistent and famous thread of rumor places Hitler in South America.
Oh, yeah.
Particularly Argentina.
Argentina.
Yes. And so a couple of news articles came out, and I just want to debunk this fucking shit right here.
Debunk what?
So we're gonna solve another one today.
So
I don't know.
Like there's this news article.
Debunk, so.
No, there's this news article going on that the headlines are like CIA confirms Hitler is in Argentina, and it drives me crazy. Because again, and we talked about it at the beginning, it's like from a witness of a remote viewer, like it's that
I witnessed the remote viewer.
It's kind of like that vein. So they're looking for like shock headlines.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Sells, baby.
That's what sells, yeah.
Yeah. But in reality, we just went over the 20 different reports of sightings. It's one of the sightings.
Oh God. Okay, that's pretty bad.
That some sort of quote unquote credible source, right, published it. Yeah,
that's right.
But isn't there
like a memo of an Argentine Secret Service, and at the beginning of it, it says, "I don't know how accurate this information is, but you do what you want with it." Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like a memo. Like you're a dude down there, and you're like, "Hey, I gotta report it.
I got an email.
It's just a memo.
I don't know if it's real.
Yeah, it's typed on a typewriter memo in the 60s, and that's it.
Is this like the memo, like where it's like fucking Lee Harvey Oswald goes into the FBI building? I need to fucking something's got to be said. I need to put a memo out.
So simultaneous to this, in March of 2025, that's pretty damn recent. Argentine President Javier Milei announced the declassification of all government documents related to Nazi fugitives who settled in Argentina after World War II.
So there were Nazi fugitives.
Absolutely. 100%.
That's what I'm saying, because there is like a large German population
100%.
in Argentina.
There is.
It's pretty odd. It's a little far away.
Honestly, the main people that we caught them in Argentina. Like the main Nazi people who were put on trial.
And those guys are just like, just looking at like fucking little big booty Latinas. They're like, oh yeah, baby. Fucking love this country. And they're like, you're arrested. Fuck! Got him.
If you wanted to look further into it, there's a great movie, documentary, etc. about Adolf Eichmann and Joseph Mengele, who escaped Europe using the rat lines. I don't know if you've heard of the rat lines.
Yeah.
These are just people helping people, escape Germany. They were caught and went on trial, etc. It's a whole famous thing. But in March, so last month, the Argentine president is kind of doing something out of the Trump playbook.
Yeah, exactly. Like release the files.
We're gonna declassce this. Whether or not it comes to anything,
who knows what's in
I
it?
don't know.
Fuck it. Yeah,
Maybe.
And then it comes out, it's all redacted.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Correct. Or it's just a bunch of memos of a low-level agent going, hey,
I heard this rumor. I got to report it.
Yeah, I was at a party and this guy was like, Adolf. And he was like, what?
Adolf, you son of a bitch.
Yes.
And that's
it.
Adolf, you son of a bitch.
You old rascal.
And then he salutes him. Instead of giving him the dab, he salutes him.
He's like, Zeke, Kyle, I'll have 12 tequilas, please. Thank you.
Whew. Anyways, so I'm excited for whatever that will come.
Yeah,
like,
I have not.
What will come?
Plug it into AI so we can.
We'll see. We'll
translate it. And...
No. Follow us on Instagram, and we're generally pretty good at posting news alerts or news
all the time.
Whatever's happening. We are not a news reporting thing.
No,
but we just kind of forward what's maybe
usually with a little bit of comedy,
pertinent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And a little bit of AI, so don't fucking come after us.
We say it's AI. Fucking give me a break.
So here are a couple of the stories of him in Argentina. Yeah, a declassified FBI file from the period noted an allegation that Hitler arrived at an Argentine ranch by horseback.
He rode the horse all the way across the ocean.
Another report had him hiding in Spain before crossing the Atlantic or sheltered in a secret enclave in the Andes Mountains. None of these claims were substantiated, but they circulated widely. U.S. President Harry Truman pressed Stalin at the Potsdam Conference in July of 1945 about Hitler's fate. Stalin replied that he believed Hitler was not dead.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
That's your money saying it's time for a McDonald's run. Because with new McValue at McDonald's, you get more than you expect. Like buy a 6-piece McNuggets and add a McChicken for just $1. Your money says let's go. Get more than you expect with new McValue. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Okay.
Throughout the late 40s, both the FBI and British MI6 kept files on reported Hitler sightings. Again, there's hundreds of them. They did not generally credit these reports, but they logged them nonetheless as kind of like an administrative action.
You have to log them.
Correct, yeah. In truth, Western investigators like Trevor Roper that we talked about, they said they debunked it by establishing that his, forensic was done.
That's the unfortunate thing is like, when you have that kind of situation, everyone wants to, even if you want to equate it to UFOs, everyone wants to see a UFO.
Yeah.
So then you start making things that aren't into it because you really want to believe that it is it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it was. I swear it was. And you just want to believe so bad that that it sucks because, who knows, when someone actually gives the real, the truth, I literally saw him. He's actually there. But then they're all like, oh, file it with the fucking psychos. Put in a little psycho bucket.
But kind of hiding in all those lies. Yeah, go ahead.
But the reason why this continues to persist is because people did escape.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Eichmann was considered the mastermind behind the Holocaust.
Holy shit.
And he was caught in Argentina.
Oh, wow.
Decades later, in the 60s.
Oh, my God.
So, if that's the case, then
it's very plausible.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, it's totally possible.
100% possible,
it's
right?
Totally possible.
Yeah. So there's the Nazi rat lines, right? So one reason escape theories gain traction is that South America, especially Argentina, truly became a haven for Nazi fugitives. A staggering number of ex-Nazis and fascist collaborators fled Europe, finding shelter in Latin America via clandestine networks. By some estimates, up to 10,000 Nazi war criminals.
Dude, that's a lot.
Went to Argentina.
That's a fuckload.
Argentine President Juan Perón's regime, sympathetic to fascism and eager to enlist German technical expertise, quietly welcomed many of the men.
That's what you were talking about earlier.
There we go.
Yes.
And they were like, you motherfuckers a little smart. You want asylum? Like, tell me everything you know.
Historical records confirm that high-ranking Nazis like Adolf Eichmann, architect of the Holocaust, and Joseph Mengele, which is considered the angel of death of Auschwitz, he was the doctor that did the experiments, both found refuge in Argentina after the war. The escape routes, later dubbed rat lines, were in fact real, with help from covert Nazi sympathizer networks and the Catholic Church, actually, and even alleged complicity from Allied intelligence in some cases. Fugitives traveled from Europe to South America, often via Spain or Italy. Many followed a path through Rome, where sympathetic priests like Bishop Hudal facilitated false papers, then boarded ships to Argentina.
What a fucking piece of shit. A priest?
Yeah.
Damn,
This
bro.
shadowy exodus was financed in part by the Nazi looted wealth that we went over in the episode earlier.
Of course it was financed.
So now you knew how much money there was.
Well, it's also you got to do. You're like, I've got a Monet that says I get across this fucking.
Yeah.
He's like, okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
So by 46 and 47, an underground pipeline was whisking former SS officers and Nazis out of Europe regularly. This is well documented. They provided a template onto which Hitler's survival could in fact happen.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theorists speculated if lesser Nazi officers could escape.
You know the King Dick can fucking like he's
Why
got
not?
because
why not?
he's got all their contacts. He's got the contacts.
That's right.
He's got the loot.
Yep.
He's got the gold. He's got the fucking the art.
I mean, would you recognize him if he just shaved his little thing off?
I mean,
Nah.
I don't know.
I mean, he was definitely like, think about in that time, he's very well known. He's
very well known. Like, and it's this much of it. It's this much hair, and it's
Yeah.
nothing really changes when it's gone.
And
It's
you
the
happen
same
to see
dude.
him with other, German white dudes around him. Like you're like,
yeah, and you're in like fucking.
You start
you're
to, putting two together.
Why don't they speak Spanish? Why are we eating schnitzel?
Yeah.
What's happening? Like, what's happening? Like, what's going
Dude,
on?
that's actually what happened. Is like it became a community. And one of the ways Adolf, the guy we were talking about, the architect of the Holocaust, one of the ways he was caught was he was started to give lectures, and it was recorded tapes of him talking about the Holocaust.
What a piece of shit! And he's like, he was great
in Argentina, with other sympathizers. It's fucking
he
wild.
wanted to be caught.
I know.
They were trying to like bring it back up, like kind of
No, like
spark
a
it back up
comeback,
again.
Yeah. An uprising, so to
Yeah.
speak of,
Well, you imagine like imagine you're so devout for your faith. It's like even the people. It's like, imagine you're like a priest and like you're like I'm gonna go to Africa. I'm gonna like preach the word of God. Like you're so devout. That's all you know how to do is that. Like you have to. It's the only thing you know.
So in 2011, there was a book called The Grey Wolf, The Escape of Adolf Hitler. And it argues that American and British intelligence allowed Hitler to flee in return for the Operation Paperclip.
I mean, but like in return though, because what are they really gonna do? Like they have zero leverage. There's like literally negative leverage. It's like either we kill you,
but maybe
or you become U.S.
Maybe it was like
citizens.
tell us who they are.
Oh,
we don't know. We they couldn't identify
That
out of tens of thousands or millions.
That
of people. I don't
actually
know, whatever
makes
it
a
was.
lot of sense. Like I'll tell you who like the key guys you need for your nuclear plans. These are the best physicists. These are the best guys.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay,
where they are, you can go pick them up right now.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So here are some theories of how he got out. Yeah. No evidence, of course.
Yeah.
But
speculation. AI.
Here are the kind of plausible sounding escape routes that he could have done.
Okay.
Breakout from Berlin. Hitler would have had to get out of the Führerbunker and the Soviet encirclement. Theory suggests that he may have left the bunker before that date, perhaps like a week earlier.
Yeah, I mean, because you got to know, like, they're coming in like, escape now.
I know. Some versions imagine Hitler disguised as a soldier or a civilian to blend in with the fleeing German troops.
Yeah.
Others propose an underground tunnel or a sewer route out of Berlin. One often cited one is that he could have been flown out of Berlin by like a small little prop plane. In fact, a few aircraft did manage to leave during the last flights out of Berlin. For example, pilot Hannah Reitz departed on April 28th after flying in to see Hitler. Conspiracists argue Hitler may have gotten on the flight and then literally just fucking left. If Hitler escaped Berlin, the next stop would be reaching a secure area that was still under Nazi or friendly control. One claim was that he flew to Denmark or Norway, which they hadn't fallen at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that doesn't like check up with me on that is that he would like his ego would not let him just fucking dip out.
I really want to touch on on Hitler's ego, like on how it went out.
Oh, it was
like
massive.
how, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
But I mean, but ego. You imagine that, like, okay, even if you're the most egotistical piece of shit in the universe, like, I think the
and a psycho.
Well, the base. I think the base form of like egoism, like, you know, that is narcissism, and you're so obsessed with yourself, you'll do anything for yourself. So, like,
yeah,
you're willing to fuck the Third Reich as long as I survive.
Okay,
I'm the most important thing in the world. I'm so important. I need to survive.
I just think that he would like not ever take it, bend a knee and be like, okay,
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he's like, I'm gonna start the Fourth Reich in fucking Argentina.
The Fourth Reich.
No, that's true. Maybe to him it was not like giving up or whatever. He was just like, oh, we're moving over here.
Yeah, so this new base.
Yeah,
but I see what you're saying, like, because he was like, so like I could see him be like, oh, fucking, but that also leads to the same thing. It's like, then why would he kill himself for the same purpose? Like, if his ego was that big, you wouldn't kill yourself. You just fucking go out in the blaze of glory.
True.
You'd be sitting there on the fucking on the top of the hill, fucking come get me, motherfuckers.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
I question everything, man. I literally just go against anything anyone says.
Yeah.
Oh, you make a great point. Well, let's look at the flip side.
So, Allied intelligence files contain one report of a Hitler sighting in Denmark.
Okay.
So, if you wanted to go with the theory that he took a plane out, there is one. You know what I mean? One sighting around the time.
Okay.
Yeah, around the time. But again, you take the sightings.
There's like a 0.001% chance.
From Scandinavia, it is supposed he could then depart by sea or air for a more distant refuge. Another theory has Hitler taken to Bavaria or Austria, perhaps to go to the mountain retreats, and then south to Italy. Some fringe, and I love these ones.
Yeah.
I love the word fringe.
Speaking my language.
There's a secret German Antarctic base.
Yeah, probably not.
Remember, because he was looking for the
looking for the Holy Grail.
For the Holy Grail. He's looking for the Ark.
Yeah, he's looking for any sort
gold,
of like ancient technology.
Power.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So again, you see the
Dude,
fringe.
imagine if, like, just bear with me. Imagine if there was like some sort of like ancient power that was like legit. Like,
I love it.
That'd be kind of cool. That kind of leads to your whole, like, ancient lost technology. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Atlanteans, the fucking.
I know. Yeah. Another theory is that he took a U-boat.
Oh yeah,
to South America. Nearly all escape scenarios converge on the idea that Hitler ultimately traveled by submarine across the Atlantic,
and their submarines were super top tier. Like,
absolutely,
they were fucking like elite.
Absolutely, and there is a report of 2 German U-boats that mysteriously showed up in Argentina. So there is a report of these boats arriving in Argentina in August of 1945. So
right. I mean, that seems like a pretty.
Somebody's on it.
That seems pretty logical.
I don't know if it was Hitler, but somebody's on it.
Yeah. I mean, gotta be
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the route I would take. Like, I'm not going through the sky.
I know.
I'm not going on a boat. I'm going under, like, incognito mode.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going, like,
that seems a little more real that he would take that.
Yeah.
And also, like, okay, so it's in August. So he was in hiding for a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like maybe
just
like
living in fucking closets and shit.
Oh
Just
my God, like-
fucking, you know what I mean? Like fucking.
God.
Yeah.
maybe it's just like waiting it out to like really, you know, work out the system or the rat
lines,
fucking whatever.
Just wait out the whole World War II thing.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
It's gonna calm down.
Not that big of a deal.
Don't forget. It's gonna simmer down a little bit.
I'll just do art until then. Some paintings.
Back to my
dog.
I'll paint my dog.
The tales often place Hitler in a remote ranch or estate in Patagonia, which is in South America. It's a sparsely populated southern region of Argentina where he could live out his final days in secrecy. Argentina's vast German immigrant population and its pro-Axis leaning makes this setting kind of plausible.
Ideal.
Yeah. Specific locales repeatedly surface in the stories. For instance, there's a mansion in Lake Nahuel Apapi in the Argentine Andes is alleged to have hosted Hitler. Some conspiracy accounts even claim that Hitler and Eva Braun had 2 daughters in Argentina, and they lived under pseudonyms until 1962 when he did die, simply from old age.
So can you imagine, like, you're married, and then, like, you've been married for, like, 25 years, and then all of a sudden your wife's like, honey, I'm Hitler's daughter.
Dude.
Oh, my God.
Like, what the fuck? I mean, how can you even accept? I don't even know. Like, do you, like, fight her? Do you kill her on the side? I don't know. What do you do? Like,
Don't
what
even
do you
do it.
What do you do?
So in 62, he would have been 73.
Okay.
That's fine. Hey,
Yeah, it's about right, I guess.
Yeah.
Checks
From
out.
old age.
Checks
Yeah.
out. all the amphetamines and shit. Like, yeah, the body, they're gonna last much longer.
Man, that one. Well, I think we had to take it down. That one post of him, like at the Olympics, fucking tweaking.
Dude,
out.
he is tweaking.
Man. I know.
Fucking TikTok.
We should have done, like, if you wanted to go deep into Hitler's life, like, he was a drug addict.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He was on a huge cocktail of different kinds of drugs. And he had all sorts of problems. Anyways, like,
well, drugs cause monkeys. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's a couple other, like, stories about this. In 1954, there was an informant supplied a grainy photograph of himself, almost like a selfie, with a guy that looks like Hitler.
Okay, I would love to see the selfie.
However, the CIA ultimately dismissed the report as unsupported and fantastic. But again, those FBI files, like, you can actually go to FBI.gov or even CIA.gov, and there's you could search Hitler, and there's a bunch of memos and stuff of, like, sightings.
Yeah.
Sightings. Yeah. Again, stories of him in Ireland, Argentina.
Just everywhere. Yeah.
And then I wanted to bring up because I watched it and it's very long. But if you're into it and you want to look further, there's the Hunting Hitler series.
Oh yeah, you said that it's like literally nothing.
Yeah. Again, it was 2015. There are 3 seasons of it. The docu-entertainment, I love that. Docu-entertainment program assembled a team of former CIA officers and war crime investigators, and it was essentially to solve the question of, did Hitler survive?
And they solved nothing.
Episodes took the team to Spanish monasteries, Spanish harbors, Canary Island, submarine pens, Argentine jungles, Chilean, German enclaves, all trying to find the footprints. But ultimately, while it was a hot show,
nothing
uncovered no definitive evidence that Hitler survived.
I would love to do that.
You're the perfect blend of elegance and style, and your ride should be no different. The 2024 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid meets all your needs, from business to brunch and everywhere in between. With head-turning details like a sleek front end, plus stylish interior, and an available 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and seamless tech integration. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more about the new 2024 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
I would love to be a part of that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would definitely love to do that.
Yeah.
Like, boys, let's go on the hunt. Let's go on the fucking...
Now,
one day.
A couple things they did kind of find. They did find a Nazi hideout that a lot of evidence shows that it was a Nazi hideout.
Well, in Argentina?
In Argentina.
Yeah.
They have like the old, like their old medals and shit. Like the fucking war chest.
Yeah. But essentially it became, they concluded Hitler could have escaped, but they didn't find anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we did confirm that there was 10,000 Germans.
Estimates.
Or
Yeah,
Nazis.
estimates of it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, whatever. But
Yeah.
like thousands of people that did, thousands of Nazis that did go there. So,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
While this show was successful, historians just
refute it.
Yeah, they butchered it. Like they said it was bad history, and it put us backwards in history because it was like that's not it was all kind of anyways, there you go. In essence, the program concluded that while Hitler might have had plans or hopes to escape or contingency plans, he ultimately did die in the bunker. And what did escape were his henchmen. So that was the conclusion of the show. So at least I don't want to say at least, but like they didn't find anything. So they kind of came to a semi-logical.
They just came back to what everybody accepted.
Yeah,
what everybody accepted.
Yeah.
Except
so
us.
again, now
acceptance.
Now we fast forward to today. And today is the president of Argentina is going to release new files. We don't know what those files are going to be, and it could be nothing, and it could be
could
be cool.
Smoking
Yeah,
gun.
it'd be
It could be
amazing.
like he had a coffee shop, like in fucking Argentina.
Yeah,
Nah, I don't believe there's gonna be anything on there.
yeah,
Nah.
yeah. Me neither. But in the end, there's two narratives. One is the history that is now, which is that Hitler killed himself with all his fucking stooges, or what's the word?
Cronies.
Yeah. The other is a sprawling shadow mythology of rat lines and submarines and finding the escape to across the planet. So those are the two stories.
The thing is, like, that does have some credibility because of like all like what we did on the treasure episode. Is like they had all these, they were notorious for having all of these
the gold,
secret,
the fucking
little bunkers with shit, and like they were, they were pretty efficient, and they were very methodical with like, if Hitler didn't fucking lose his fucking shit, they had a good chance of like winning.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's true or not, but they were a pretty methodical fucking group of psychos. Like they weren't like, they weren't like half-ass.
Yeah.
They were full fucking full tilt. They went for the weird shit.
And then last thing is that in 2017, 2018, they did another analysis of the teeth that were preserved in Russia.
Teeth fucking last forever.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And here's what they found. A DNA analysis was performed on a skull fragment held in Russia archives believed to be Hitler's. The results revealed that the skull belonged to a woman aged between 20 and 40, casting doubt.
Wow. Between 20 and 40? What a loose ass range.
Wait, but I thought we said that I forgot his name, but the guy after Stalin fucking destroyed all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, they destroyed everything but
the
jaw.
Like the jaw. Okay. So he was like, no trophies except for my trophy. My trophy only.
So there you go. That's that's Hitler. There's a lot more. There's some crazy stories, but the stories are a little bit of a again, they're kind of like, I saw him in a coffee shop and it was in a town and everybody spoke German, and it was very circumstantial.
Yeah, the fact that it does lend to the fact that okay, there were thousands of guys who got out. It'd be different if there was 6.
Yeah,
and you're like, well, he's got to be one of the 6, right? Because only the elite got out.
Yeah.
But it seems like a lot of people got out.
Yeah. So questions are: would he kill himself, or was he so egotistical that he thinks he needs to live forever?
I think he wanted.
We talked about that,
to
right?
live forever. I think that was the goal. I think the goal was harness some sort of ancient occult power, and then the Reich lives forever. We're the supreme. We're so elite.
Yeah.
I mean, so part of me does think that he's so conceited that as long as he lives, the Reich lives.
Yeah.
But then there's
hope.
Then there's also part of me that thinks that he's so fucking off the wagon, fucking batshit from all the drugs, that he's like, I'm not getting taken.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm gonna end it. You're not taking me alive. Fuck this.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that he would kill himself.
I know that's what I keep. Just keep coming back to it, dude.
I think that he would just fight to the end, but then I do think that he figured out how to get out. And those bodies, especially the big doubt is that they found the double. And that casted a lot of doubt on the fact that, this is, we found him.
That one's strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the sightings. I mean, it would be like fucking the theory of Tupac went to Jamaica.
Oh my God. I know there's a dude looks like Tupac. I'm like, it's like, what?
There's still Tupac sightings to this day. And Bob Marley and all this shit.
No, and also back to the D.B. Cooper.
Exactly. Yeah.
How many people are going to confess to being D.B. Cooper?
Infinite.
Why?
I do think though
that's so great about it.
That if obviously there was ways out, that Hitler knew the best ways out. He had to have known.
Of course.
He knew
unless he was in denial.
There's no way, dude.
He
of being defeated?
Yeah.
See, I don't think in his mind he thought he was defeated. He just was setting up the next post to maybe, re-up.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I think that if anyone could have gotten out, because there was thousands of people who got out. So if thousands of people got out, he had to have a
thinking about it,
a sure fucking fire way out.
Yes.
He had to have the best fucking way out.
Yeah.
Not the rat lines. I don't think he would go on the rat lines.
And it wasn't last minute. He had planned that shit.
No, he had to have it planned.
Yeah.
But the thing I gravitate most towards is this backdoor fucking deal.
With Stalin? Or with
Stalin,
Argentina?
With Stalin, I think Argentina was just sympathizers, but I think with Stalin, the Americans, I think the whole Allies fucking zone, it's okay, look.
Interesting.
I'll fucking disappear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you everything you need to fucking set you up. You're gonna be fucking Gucci gang. You're gonna fucking be all my top scientists.
Yeah.
All my fucking elite. I'll even tell you where some of my top brass are. I'll give you some fucking heads to put on the pike so you guys look great. Everyone's happy.
You can't put that negotiation past the CIA. They would do that kind of shit.
Oh, for sure. They're give us some people to fucking burn. And then give us all your best people.
The CIA probably knew exactly where he was, for the last
also needed
days there.
They won the war, but they needed him to be dead,
right,
to end it.
But
does that make sense?
Yeah, he had to be dead.
He had to be dead.
This leads into
which we always. I was referencing that to Osama, but anyways, another episode.
This leads into my theory. What we did on the treasure episode, the Nazi treasure. Remember, I told you I thought the Allies just took it.
Yeah.
So I think he could have also been
Fort Knox.
He could have also been look, I'll give you $5 billion worth of fucking goods.
Yeah.
Right.
By the way, on a complete tangent, do you think anything's in Fort Knox? Do you think Like, dude,
I do think.
I don't think it's empty.
I bet there's Nazi gold in there.
I don't think it's empty.
Nazi gold?
Oh, for sure. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Obviously, maybe what's the word? Smelted down.
Oh, for sure. They smelt it down. Oh, dude, gold's gold.
Yeah.
You think they give a fuck?
Yeah.
You think the fucking
They take the stamp off.
you think the Rothschilds give a fuck whose gold it is? They don't give a fuck. They're like, give us the gold.
Absolutely, I'm with you on that one.
Oh, they're like, we'll make it
There's
our gold.
Some
Don't worry.
semblance of it, like connection. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
No.
Gold's gold.
Yeah. Okay. As we do on this show, final summation.
Or hey, you first.
So the question is A, did he kill himself? B, did he escape?
And then C.
So A, he didn't kill himself.
No?
No.
Oh.
I think he escaped.
That
you know,
that's
just
pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, after we go through all these details and mainly because like I was saying that the whole double put a big question mark on it for me. Number one, number two, the fact that thousands of others
got out,
Nazis, and not just like
not just elite shit, not just like the elite motherfuckers like scrubs.
Yeah. So I think if like Sean was saying, like if anybody had that route, already mapped out and shit, definitely it was him. Yeah. And so I just don't think that he got out at first. I think he kind of like let it, like he was in hiding somewhere,
Sure. Yeah.
and then it played out, and then
honestly, he just shaves his little thing,
just
and he dresses up as a German soldier.
Yeah,
right? Even
you know
what I mean, and then all right,
yeah, I totally think that I do believe that he got out. I think that he truly believed that he was the Reich.
Yeah,
that he was the reason.
And if he
survived, the Reich survives, and he can start it anew.
Yeah.
Like that was his mentality. That's how most people who are dictators think. They think this whole thing exists because they exist.
Yeah.
It's not like the collective. It exists because of me.
Right.
I fucking made it.
Yeah.
So I'll make it again, or it'll just live on through me. So I can't imagine him killing himself for that sole purpose, because it is the ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ego is, I am superior. And I am so superior that I have to live on.
One of the worst things is like, he still basically lives on. Like the fucking people now, in present 2025, they're still fucking.
They're still Nazis.
Nazis and
sympathizers and all that, or whatever the word is.
It's so weird. Yeah. It's the funny thing is, it's like the argument is so dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, we're the superior bloodline. I'm like, well, technically, if you're like 23andMe yourself, bro, you're like 6% Ugandan. Yeah. So it's like you're not actually like some like superior race. Yeah. Like you're everything. You're the world. Welcome to the world. Yeah. You are the world.
So do you think that he just got out and then he just?
I think he got out and just probably laid low and probably just wanted to live out his life.
Yeah.
I think that he.
But isn't that the opposite of his personality?
No, but I think once.
Ooh, what about if so he makes a deal, right? CIA.
See, I also think there was a deal. I think there was
right
a backdoor
because we would deal with the scientists, all that we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But then deal's done. We got our paperclip bullshit, right? We got the scientists. Fucking CIA just goes and takes him out in Argentina.
Ooh, I like it.
Just like
they did.
Just a black op.
It's like Goodfellas. Like they take him out of the car and he like walks in, he opens the door, it's empty. He's like, motherfucker, and then it's like shooting in the back of the head.
No, it's
fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes.
It's like those spy movies where they close the loop. Like,
it's also that
done,
that meme. It's like the dude like in the church, and there's like the chick behind with the gun. There's the chick behind that chick with the gun. And there's like the dude in the rafters with the gun.
No, even in even what was that? The Departed. Like, they close the loop at the end.
You gotta close the loop,
and nobody knows.
Yep,
but it just happens.
Dude,
yep.
Jorge, I
like that one, right?
Yeah. Because if they did make a backdoor deal, they can never have it come back on them.
That's right.
You gotta clean.
For sure.
You gotta clean that
And that's
shit.
a fucking CIA
MO. That is their MO.
That is.
Dude.
Modus operandi.
They sent Bourne down there to take him out.
They sent Bourne Matt Damon's in there fucking nuke his ass.
Dude, and there's just like some old CIA guy. He's the only one who knows.
He killed
He's
Hitler.
the only one who knows.
I fucking killed Hitler.
Even that guy got taken out.
That fucking God is
Everybody's just closing the loop.
Yeah.
It's just an infinite loop.
We
of
don't talk about
closing.
Blackfire.
It's everyone. It's just forever. The CIA is just constantly killing every single person. Oh,
Like
well, he
the
knows
new
that
Black
theory.
Ops team just kills the old one.
Yeah, exactly. It just keeps going forever.
All right.
I fucking, dude, I really
I
like
like that
that. I
theory.
Yeah.
super like that.
Yeah.
That actually makes the most sense of anything.
Okay.
So I told you we were going to solve another one today.
I know. I hope it comes out in the Argentinian
In the
files.
Argentinian files.
Yes. Like he
Agent
was-
John
yes.
Stone.
Yeah.
Fucking
They just
killed.
needled his toe and like a fucking heart attack or
I
something.
know he was getting like a shave. And I just fucking like got up like fucking.
All right. Well,
What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I don't normally go this route, but I think he got out.
Yeah.
Dude, I think you got
I'm
it,
with
for
you.
sure.
So you're buying the conspiracy.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
actually I'm
I
with
think
you.
he got
I'm
out,
with
dude.
you on it. I don't know about that theory, but I like it.
love
I
it.
like
I
it.
love it.
I really do like it. I think he was more of a drug addict than we think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so he went into seclusion. He was just like hitting the drugs.
he couldn't even operate.
Oh, he was like that fucked.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I think he like got out and then he just was a fucking
Oh, do you maybe even
just
think like
sick.
Do you
and,
think he was like
just
maybe
died a couple of years
he
later?
was like
from withdrawals or something? Maybe.
Or just yeah, and he was just like an
Nah, I don't
unhealthy
know.
person.
Dude, what
and-
if he was
No,
like what if he was like
I'm
an
just saying,
inval-
like he didn't like do another uprising in Argentina. Like he just
So he
whittled
just fucking
away.
gave up?
He-
No,
he-
I don't
he
see
just-
that.
No, he just like whittled away.
Now, what if he was
No.
like an invalid at that time and they're like get him out.
Yeah.
Just send him all right. Like
Yeah.
just get him out and then
Yeah.
we'll fake this shit. Like we'll just like
Yeah.
we'll fake this.
But
Or
from-
one of his fucking, top guys that were like, you know what? This ain't Germany no more, motherfucker.
I know.
I'm in charge now.
Yeah, like, I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
Captain now. Like, yeah, right.
No, but I think I think his personality would dictate that he would not go down that way.
No,
Right.
I
don't
do
see
agree
it.
with you.
I just don't see it.
I do agree with on
He
that.
was
You know what I
so-
mean?
Yeah.
Fucking it just. when
Now
you're
here's
that
the thing.
obsessed
Here's the
with
thing,
yourself-
and here's why. I think innately he's a coward.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well,
And so
of course he
the
is.
coward move would be
escape.
Yeah.
A coward.
Yeah.
A coward can't take. A coward
Right.
can't take their own life.
And so yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It just.
So I don't know. I mean, because the age thing, like he was in his 70s and the 60s, or if he like lived,
If he lived
you know
that
what I
long,
mean?
yeah.
So meaning like it's not like he lived to 2015.
Yeah, right. He was like,
Right.
he
You know
like
what I mean?
voted,
Like, yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
fucking, he's like,
Yeah.
the
He voted
motherfucker-
for the next Argentine president.
I know, like, homie's
Yeah.
Gonzo.
Yeah, he's gone.
He
Yeah.
eventually, obviously, he probably died shortly after. I can't imagine him
That's
surviving.
that's what I'm thinking too.
Like
in the 50s.
maybe 5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 years
Yeah, exactly.
afterwards.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with my CIA
Dude,
theory.
I like it though.
I
like it.
I
We'll see if we can do it.
love it. It's
We
my
should make
favorite
a clip.
theory.
We'll try to make a clip of Jorge's.
It's
my
literally,
theory.
it's
Yeah.
literally my favorite theory.
Yeah.
I'll go for it just because I love it. Because
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
actually because it ties. It's like full circle.
I know,
the whole
right?
system is like tied in.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
everything. CIA makes total sense.
They're
It's
still
just
trying. They're
perfect.
still trying to close the loop to this
I
day.
know.
Like,
People still
literally-
getting killed.
The guy- the guy- the guy.
closing the loop. They're like, we need like a broad scale pandemic to like.
There's some conspiracy podcasts that opened up the loop again.
I know, it's
Oh
like,
shit!
dude! If I die in a my brakes go out in the truck, you just
We
know. Just know.
No, but I was trying to think with like the Soviet Union, like why would they pretend that they took the body and then say that they don't have the body? And I was like, well, maybe they didn't have the body. I don't know. I was trying to figure it all out. Like,
then
it's
why did they say they
confusing.
did?
No,
What
I
if-
know, but I mean,
No,
see,
but-
see
no-
how it's fucking
no, but what if-
confusing?
what
Like,
if-
why? What's the purpose behind
No,
that?
but what if they
Fucking
what if they
misdirection.
at first were like, oh yeah, we got it, like let us be, and
Yeah.
then we're like, oh shit, we don't like, and
we
then
don't
we're like,
actually have it.
Sorry, we don't have it. Like,
nah, it can't be that simple. It's misdirection from the Russians.
It's classic.
It's a classic Russian.
Classic Soviet Union.
Yeah. We don't have nukes. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
we have
exactly.
What do you mean?
All of a sudden, we just pull up to Cuba. We pull up to
we're homies. Cigars. I'm not here for anything else. I know I'm in a sub that has nukes. What are you talking about?
All right, there you go, guys. I don't know. Let us know what you think with the new news that has come out. Yeah, the new news that's come out. I hope there's more information. I do like Jorge's theory,
dude. It literally sounds like a movie.
No, but
it sounds like a movie
sense.
I'd watch.
Right.
It sounds like a movie I would like be interested in.
Makes sense.
It makes so much sense.
All right, I'm gonna have ChatGPT make me a movie of this,
dude. It actually,
write a script.
Yeah,
just say write a script.
Dude,
and literally fucking make a video
so
too.
Much
so
sense.
who would play Hitler out of us three?
Eric,
yeah.
You're the only white dude here, bro. What do you mean? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're like me. I'm like, oh, the fuck. I may be 50% German, but I'm still brown. Like, I can't be the Aryan race.
So you guys are the CIA guys. That,
there you go.
Oh, we're gonna make a low budget where I'm in Argentina, and then you just kill me.
No, what happened is I kill Eric, and then Jorge closes the loop on me.
Holy shit! I'm not even
like
kidding.
the second loop that gets closed.
You could make this a good low budget movie.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it'd be great.
Oh yeah.
It's just me.
It's just three people, three actors.
It's not me. I'm not Hitler, but like
But
no,
yeah.
it could just be a guy like working in a barber, and he's like Hitler. He's an old man Hitler.
And you get there,
and then you're the agent. You know what I mean? And you're the agent, and it's all like dramatic and suspense. You know what I mean? And
there's got to be some. There's got to be some like cheesy tagline.
super
You're like,
low budget.
I'm here for a hot cut. Like some fucking stupid ass line.
I love it. All right. Well, let us know what you guys think. And as always, comment.
Yes.
Sign up to our Patreon
even if it's
too.
rage.
All things. Yeah, rage.
I'll take the rage.
Sign up to our Patreon. Follow us. I don't know.
All the things.
Anything. 5-star review.
At least come into the free Discord.
Yeah.
The free
Share.
Discord. Yeah.
Share the show.
Yes.
Share the show.
That helps the most.
People enjoy it.
Yeah,
And
it's
even if
free
they
if
don't
you
enjoy
share
it. Yeah, it's super free.
Yeah.
By the way, we love when you comment on Spotify too.
Dude, we do love dude, the Spotify comments
super
are great.
easy.
It's very
rad.
easy.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll catch you guys next time. Have a good night on the Conspiracy Podcast.
99.
No, you're gonna edit that out.
Sorry, I was like, what? Like, I couldn't even communicate. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Have a good night. Fuck you. Like, can we do like a radio?